People ask me, like, how do you smile so much? You're always smiling. And I'm like, this smile is not always real.
Right.
I'm crying on the inside.
I got $500 in cash in case they don't.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the LB Motorsports Podcast. Today, I have your favorite purple Camaro driving content creator, Miss Reckless Raquel.
How's it going?
What's up? I see you repping that LB, girl.
Always.
I
All the
almost wore the
time.
same shirt in honor of you because of the purple.
I have holes all in this because I wear it so much every time I'm
Oh,
working on the cars.
I love that. So, how did you get the name Reckless Raquel? Would you say you're kind of reckless?
Just a little bit. I think more reckless on the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. I just figure it out,
I feel you on that.
mess up some things and break it, and it is what it is.
That's pretty much the essence of my life, too. That must be why we get along.
Exactly.
So, how did you, because you've grown a pretty big following on YouTube, what first got you into YouTube?
I think because since I struggle with so much depression and anxiety that I felt that I didn't have anyone to talk to. And I would say it was like an outlet for me to do. And like I always talked about it, but I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know. And I didn't even know what a V8 or a V6 was. Like, how could I have a car channel? So I talked about it a lot. And then my fiance was like, you going to talk about it? Keep talking about it, or are you going to actually do something? And so that day I went out, I went to the park, I recorded a video of like, just like a walk around of my car. And I was like, upload, and somehow did it. But it was like just the start of it. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. And then I started looking at it as an outlet, even though it grew really slow. It was like an outlet. I had someone to talk to, and it felt like someone was listening to me.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of those stories you obviously started it for the right reason, where you have so many other people that are like, oh, I started it because I wanted to make $1 million and be like this famous YouTuber person. And I feel like stories like that are really people doing it for the right reasons, and that comes out in the content.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel you also see a lot of like people's true colors, like when they start growing on social media. And I
Definitely.
always get the comment, and it's like, you're the same when you started versus now. I'm like, that's like the biggest compliment you could ever give me. Like, that is just means so much. Cause like, one thing I always say was like, I always be true to myself. I don't care to have 1 million followers at all. I really don't. I'd rather have less. Like, my account got taken down, and now I have my second page, and it's like, I'm like talking political on it. And I'm like, this feels nice. Like,
Isn't
I
that
could be,
nice?
I don't have so much eyes and pressure and judgment on there. It's almost like more freeing having that
Yes.
count.
I definitely feel you on that. Like a year ago when my big account went down, now I feel like, I mean, mine's kind of growing out of that now, but for a while it was like, okay, this is, a couple thousand of my closest supporters. This feels really nice, and
Yeah, and you
it is
feel more
freeing to have,
accepted.
yeah, it's freeing to have less eyes on you for sure.
Yeah, it's very nice. But I'm really glad I started it. It's really, I feel like, made me stronger and not care, not give a shit what anyone has to say. Like, you wouldn't believe, you probably believe, but I get death threats like
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm
And
like, why are
before
you threatening that I should die because I drive a Ford? Like,
I
calm
get
down,
you,
Kyle.
I hope you crash and die. And they blow up
Yes,
my marketing email. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like
that is insane.
me 5 years ago, I couldn't handle that. Like now it's like, whatever.
So I feel like
I
you've
just blow up.
developed that thick skin probably
Yeah.
from that,
I
just
mean,
over time.
I'm still sensitive crybaby and take everything like to heart, but it's like I've come a lot stronger. Like if we have a conversation and I say something that I'm like, wait, should I have not said that? I will literally be up for the next week. Like, wait, is she mad at me?
I feel that. That is me to a T.
My anxiety just eating at me. I'm like, no. it's fine. Like
That'll be
it's
me after
nothing.
this podcast, overthinking everything that was said.
Yeah, I'd be like, why did I ask that? Why
Yeah,
did I need to know that?
every time. So, what would you say? Like, have you always been into cars? What got you into
I
what
would
you do today?
I would say like my family likes motorcycles, Harleys. Um, my mom had like I think when I was maybe 10, she like didn't have a lot of money growing up until I was like 10, but obviously I was still growing up. But it was around 10, I think, that she got a Corvette and she like picked me up from school and stuff and like I
What a
thought it was so
baddie.
cool. And I worked for her, so our relationship after years of working with her, it was very, very a lot. But she wasn't like into cars like that. Like she liked the Corvette, but she did know how to work on it. She didn't know how to do an oil change. She didn't want to get her hands dirty. So I would say my brother, he passed when I was 8, almost 9 from a motorcycle accident and was coming home from school and he got a motorcycle behind the family's back. And my mom
Oh,
told him, one more day of driving to school, we'll get you a car this weekend. And he passed away on Friday. So literally
oh,
that day. And it really opened my eyes. And I feel like I wanted to kind of live through him. And so like I kind of got the interest of cars. I didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't know my check engine light was on for like 2 years of owning or a year of owning my car. I had no idea. Like I put a long tube headers, full exhaust in my car with the check engine light for a year, no tune. And I, I didn't know what I was doing, but I slowly started wanting to work on cars. And then the weird thing is I um I went to my dad's house like maybe a year or two ago and he found like this note of a book and it was like, oh, I think you should have this and read it. And it said all his dream cars, like of what he wanted, like piece of crap cars, but it said more boost to get loose. And so I made that into a sticker, which
what?
so I made it for him, but I didn't find that until a year or two ago, like a year and a half ago, and he died in 2006, and we just found that.
So did he used to say that a lot?
He never said it. I found it when I saw it in the notes. I made a sticker of it.
Oh, that is so cool.
So it's weird how like things I think like come up when you say God to show you a sign. It's like something will show you a sign, but I'm like it almost like okay, wow, I am doing this right. Like I am doing what He would want me to do because like how it's so crazy how
A
things work
hundred
like that.
percent. It's like that
Very,
was almost meant to confirm you're on the right path.
yeah,
That
that
is
was pretty
so
cool.
cool.
Very. But he changed my life. I'd say he really made me appreciate life, but also at the same time, it's like I know you know this. People say family is blood. I think that family doesn't mean blood, but it also you need to be selfish on how you feel because life is short, yeah. At the same time, life is short that you need to worry about your inner happiness and not just because someone's your sister, your brother, your family, just if they treat you like shit, you do not need to have a relationship with them,
A
you
hundred
know?
percent. I think we kind of have some of the same similarities with our mother relationships. Am I right?
I actually started it was not last Thanksgiving the year before. I stopped talking to her for 2 years and I don't really like put on the internet like why because like I don't want to bash someone.
Right.
She's very like I did like I will say I learned a lot from my mom and she was always there for me mentally very hard for me and I would say it's not bashing someone if it's your story like you're valid to have your own story because we all internalize things differently.
Right.
So I stopped talking to her for 2 years. She's just the things she says, and like I tell her that, like the things you say should not come out of your mouth, and like I, it's just very degrading, I would say. And so
That's
I stopped talking
exactly.
to her for 2 years, and she just did some things that were definitely that she shouldn't have done. And so 2 years I stopped talking to her. I really grew myself, and like I made myself stronger. That when she does come at me, say sideways, I just like it just blows over me. It does not affect me like it did, a couple years ago. And I told her like, I said, okay, we're gonna go to Thanksgiving. We'll go to your house, but I need boundaries. I said things I shouldn't have said. You said things that you shouldn't have said. There needs to be boundaries of things you say to people because things hurt. And I don't think a lot of people realize is you can say something to someone, you forget what you said, but that person that internalizes it could remember that for like years and really
Hmm.
hurt you. So I just told her like she made me feel really bad about myself. And I was like, there's boundaries. Like when I come over, like no phones. I want you to sit at dinner, like, because she's addicted to her phone. I want to chuck her phone. No phone. Like, let's get to know each other. Let's talk. Like, let's have like genuine conversation. And she did. And I was like, don't post it. No pictures. No, like, let's have like a real hangout. I can't stand the camera sometimes. I know people say that. I'm like, no, but I want to have like, I just want to hang out without
Right.
the cameras.
For sure.
So she's been respecting that and we've been doing a lot better. I actually started calling her more. But I think my mom had so she watched dogs and had dog rescues, why I love animals. And when she got more successful, she got more wrapped around her business. And so like we wouldn't even spend Christmas together and be like, oh, I'm working out with the dogs, or hey Raquel, I need you to help me work with the dogs. It wouldn't be
Hmm.
like a real Christmas. And working together and work for your parent, oh my gosh, nightmare.
That was my
So
first job too.
it's so like bad. Like you can't break that. Like both of you guys can't break like the separation of that. Like she like when I got my first car was a V6. She surprised me with it, but it was my money. So she was like, she basically said like, I'm gonna save all the money you make. I'm gonna double it and get you the car you want. And then I made payments on it, like starting at 16.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, so I saved, I don't even remember, but she doubled it, picked out the car, and I told her I want black with yellow stripes because my brother, he had a black and yellow motorcycle.
That's
So
awesome.
she got it in manual, got me like the yellow stripes on it, and she's like, "You're learning how to drive manual, you're not driving an automatic." And I hated it. I was like, "This is so stupid." So I ended up loving it, and she really like that's why I say it's like you take the good out of people, but you also take the bad out of people and you throw it away. Take the good and just chuck the bad. It's like she's done a lot of stuff that she shouldn't have done. And I have reacted in ways I shouldn't have reacted. But also she taught me how to be independent, work on my own stuff, go for what I want, and very strong. And she was like, I shouldn't. She was like, you were the kid that didn't need tough love. Like you would have been fine without tough love. She's like, I thought you needed tough love, and I was like, I didn't need tough love. I'm already sensitive, little crybaby. Like I don't need.
Right. I
I'll be
needed love,
fine.
love.
Like I need this to love. So I feel like it's just boundaries with like if you want a relationship with your parent after having a falling out, it really has to be not one person that wants the relationship. Because if it was just me and then she was like, no, I'm staying the same, it doesn't work. It has to be like, okay, I'm going to make this sacrifice and I'm going to make this sacrifice. And we can come together and communicate and have a strong relationship. So now she lives like hours from me. I'm like, yes, stay up there. I'll
Then you
come see
just
you.
get a little dose of each other here and there, right?
Exactly. Definitely a lot of boundaries on that.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I'm like, I haven't talked to my mom in like 6 or 7 years, maybe. But I feel like now, just like you said, I'm so much stronger that it probably wouldn't affect me. I'm not
Yes.
trying to find out though. I respect you a lot that you wanted that. I don't think I do. I don't think I'm there yet, but I think I would react differently now, like you said.
I feel the hard part is since I lost or like my brother is gone, it's like I almost feel guilty that like it was only us two, like she doesn't have
Oh
anybody.
yeah.
So that's like my hard part where I feel bad, but it's like, okay, if I do work this out with you, like I still feel like I've let go of a lot of things. It still bothers me. And I had a long talk with her the other day and I was like, no, you said this, you did this. I know I shouldn't have said things, but you also hurt me and you have to acknowledge that, or we
Mhm.
can't move past it.
For sure. Well, I'm
Mm.
proud of you guys. That's awesome.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be very careful. Like me and my dad also had a bad upbringing with that too. So it's like you go through your parents. Like my dad didn't support me with the car. He hated the car. And then when I dropped out of college, he was like, "Oh, dropped out of college. You bought a Camaro. You moved out." I moved out in high school and got my own apartment. Like he was like, "You're, a failure." So I've been working it out with him because he sent me a text that was like, basically, you're a piece of shit. I would say like you're a failure. And my dad's not like that. My dad's very mellow. And so the other day I said something. He goes, "Well, I've always supported you with the car." I said, "No, you didn't." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, I told him, and he got pretty emotional about it. And I was like, "See, that's where you say something to someone and you don't even realize the impact you had on someone. Like that's been bothering me since I was 18. Literally what, 9 years almost? Bothering the crap out of me. And he didn't realize why I
Didn't
stopped
even
talking to
remember he
him.
said it. That is
Mm-mm.
crazy. Do you think that's one of those cases where people they don't support you until they see it working? And then they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what do you mean I've always supported you?" Like, could it be even your own parent that is that way?
Yeah, it's like they can't see what you see. And he wanted me to go to school. I wanted to be a vet. I didn't want to go to school. I'm stupid. I have dyslexia. I can't. Like, and then my anxiety. But he wanted me to go to college. And I think like when we got back to talking, I said, "Listen, that's your life. That's not my life. And you have to be okay with that. Like, just because it's not the life you want to live, you have to accept that, or you don't, and you don't have a relationship. You can't push someone to do something. I understand it's your kid, but it's your kid. You are not in their shoes. They are." So
Right.
once he accepted that, he's been really good about it. And my dad's he's very like, how do you say that? He can take the criticism and he can listen to what you're saying and he internalizes it and he'll think about it for a day and he'll have a nice conversation. He doesn't get mad at you and he listens. So I'm like, okay, see, like this works. Like life, we're going to mess up no matter what we do. Might not be perfect, but we have to accept that and say, okay, I messed up. Let's move forward.
Definitely. I feel like that's kind of with any relationship too.
Yeah, exactly. But it's made me who I am. It's like you can't be like they're upset that they did that, but it's like my dad was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "No, I think that made me who I am. Maybe I would have been someone different if I didn't go through those trials. Like it made me
Definitely.
who I am." Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like you can't have the success story without the struggle, you know?
Or
And
you
it's like
be entitled with a big head.
100%. I feel like that gains all the trauma. It gives you personality, you know, it gives you a little spice.
Literally.
For sure. So I feel like, you share a lot on your YouTube and kind of, you're really personal with your followers. Like, do you
Mhm.
share that kind of stuff with them? Or
What do you
if,
mean? Like
mm,
share on social or like
like your
is that who I
struggles
am?
with them, like with your YouTube and everything?
I do, but I'm very, very careful of bashing them because, like, at the end of the day, they did do a lot for me.
Right.
Whether it's like I just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's like I'm out of the house. Like, it's like I've been out of the house. Why do I care? But
Right.
I try to show that side of it. Like, one thing about like social media is like I always try to say is because I hate that social media is so filtered and everyone lives this perfect life and we don't have struggles and people act like their bills are always paid and this is always good. And it's like, that isn't life for everybody. So I try to show it without being like a pity party. Like, hey, I'm having a really bad day right now. Um, Me and my mom aren't talking now. And I'm just going to show you, what I'm doing right now. Here's an update. It's like, I show that I'm struggling and that I did get out of bed today. I'm not going to sit in bed and I'm actually going to do something. Because before, I would literally I got so depressed when I first moved out, my dog ended up dying, and
Oh,
she was playing with a stick, and she was playing tug of war, right? And the other dog like pushed forward while she re-gripped, and it hit the back of her throat. And I was
oh
so
no.
mortified. Like this dog was on I don't know if you ever seen it, but Meredith Vieira. She has it's
Mm-mm.
like a Oprah show or something. She did a story of this dog, and it was no hair, like tied to a chain, like a 5 month old puppy, like blue nose, like. And I had her for like 2 years, traumatized me. So I went into depression. I started drinking and smoking every night, and I hated my life. Like I would go to parties until or like out till like 5 a.m. and then I would go to work at 7, and then 7 to 6 I would do it all over again. And I got wrapped in that for a long time. And then I moved in with TJ, my fiance now, and this was like 7 years ago or 6, 7 years ago. And I would just go to work. I would come home and I would just lay on the couch. And he saw that pattern of me that like I just felt like I was worthless. And it's like, get up, we're going to the gym. I was like, I don't want to go to the gym. Like we're going. And this happened the day that my Instagram account got taken down. He was like, get up, Raquel. Stop it. We're going to the gym. I'm like,
Got to get your
fine.
mind off of it somehow, right?
Exactly. So I tried to like, cause since I got out of that funk, I still struggle, but like, I try to show that yes, I've been through it. I understand, like our stories are all different, but I do understand it's like you can always let yourself get into a funk for 3 days, but time yourself. Give yourself those 2 days, 1 day, or 4 days, a week. But at that third day, you better get your ass up and do something. Like you have to, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to, be affected and hurt. It's life. We go through stuff. But that final day, it's like make or break. Like you have to get up. If you go past that, it's like how long you're gonna be in the funk. So I try to show that without being like, oh, feel bad for me. I
Right.
struggle.
I feel like that's a hard fine line to walk too.
Very hard because it's like you have to say enough to know, but it's like you can't go too deep into it. It's very hard balance because people ask me like, how do you smile so much? You're always smiling. And I'm like, this smile is not always real.
Right.
I'm crying on the inside.
Yeah. And sometimes it's even just the fact of like, so I think I do that a lot, but I want to be the positive light for other people, even if
Hmm.
I feel bad. So it's like, even just in life, people are like, well, you're always smiling. I think that's everybody that is always smiling. They're sometimes hurting on the inside.
But it's also like nice. I feel like if you showed that more, like I would say, if you said, "Hey, I'm having a really bad day, but we're gonna pull this motor out, or we're gonna do this,"
Right.
people would be like, "Wait, she's having a bad day. She's still getting up," and it's like I'm mad about this dumb thing. She's going through it harder. I need to get my ass up.
Right.
It's a little bit of being vulnerable, which is very hard on the line, especially if your content that content gets pushed out. It's like you're not just getting support by your followers, you're getting bashed on the internet for talking about something that you are struggling. But even though it might not be big, you're struggling with it, which is we're all valid to our own feelings.
Right. I know. I think that's kind of where I'm like, well, if I say, I'm struggling with this, there's people dying of cancer. You know what I mean? Like, and
Hmm.
that's really genuinely what gets me through a lot of things is like, I have a friend that her husband passed away of cancer, and that probably like
Mm,
keeps me rolling more than anything because of
yeah.
just how positive she is all the time. And I'm like, things could always be worse. Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I saw this video, I think it was last night. It was something about time. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, don't always believe the smile. You see, this was 2 days before like my best friend killed herself. And I was like, no, my gosh, that messes with me. But like, I remember, I think I was probably 14. Since I struggle with my depression, my anxiety, I really didn't know that I had that until I was like in my 20s. Um, Now I realized like all my emotions, like that's what I was struggling with. But my mom one time, I was so mad. My mom pulls me in the office, just like, you think you're upset? Watch this video. And it was a video of a kid, and basically every time you touch, he loses his skin.
Oh,
He's
I've
raw.
seen
And it
that. Oh
made me
my
like
gosh.
self-reflect. I was like, holy shit. Like, what am I complaining about? Even if like you lose someone, like, can you imagine dealing with that like on your body? You can't even and you burn when you shower. Like, it just makes you realize like there's so much more to life. And it also makes you realize that other people are having struggles. And like, for instance, I saw this thing one time. It was like, someone cuts you off and flies past you. You get mad at them. Okay, now what if they're going to the hospital
Right.
because they're about to, someone they love is about to die. And every time someone cuts me off, I'm like, they're having a worse day than me. Even if they're not, it's not even, why am I gonna, I have no idea what's going on with them. I can't just be mad about it.
That is really
It's,
so true. I know it's kind
it's
of a crazy
crazy.
thing to like look at a group of people or even sitting in traffic or something and just like every single person you see, you have no idea what's going on in their life.
Mhm. It's
And
like
people on the internet should take that into consideration.
it's like every day we go to the gym, it's the same road my brother passed on. And we like got stuck at the light. And I thought that same thing because I was like, no one knows that my brother was literally like passed right there in that intersection. No one knows. And it's like, there could be so much worse things going on that like you have no idea about. So it's like always be nice to people. Like I always, people do it at LS Fest. How did, they're like, why are you talking to me for so long? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, it made my day. I'm like,
Oh,
you support me. I'm going to give back everything I can. And if it's going to make your day, of course, like you're making my day. Like, what do you mean? It's like the smallest things that we can do to just change the world, change someone's day.
100%. It's like paying it forward, you know, like every little
Hmm.
nice thing might inspire somebody else to be nice to the next person.
Exactly.
For sure. I love that.
It's a crazy world.
It really is. But, you know, if we can be a light in this crazy world, then
Yeah.
we're going to do it,
A
right?
positive, just maybe just help someone just get through the day or to get out of their comfort zone because getting out of your comfort zone can change your entire life. You can open up a business, you
100%.
can have $1 billion business, all because you're scared it might hold you back from that.
100%. You could start a YouTube channel.
You could be reckless Raquel to have.
Yeah. But really though, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's the truest, most just cliche thing, but it's true.
Mhm.
For
I
sure.
saw, you know how like people say, oh, well, you're a girl. Of course you have followers.
Yes, I
I'm
hate
like,
that.
so a lot of people say that, girls get a following easier on
Yes.
platforms.
That drives me
And
crazy.
the only thing that bothers me about it, because if it's true, whatever, like I know that's not my point. The people that always say that, I'm like, where's your YouTube channel? Did you start? Where's your
Did you
videos?
try?
Did you even
100%.
try? Let me see. And then if you did, I think I saw, yeah, it was Mr. Beast said, don't ask me for advice. I think it was like until you have 1,000 videos. Because like it
Yeah, I
takes a
had seen
thousand
that.
videos to like you lately, your content is like just it's doing so good.
You
Like your video,
think? Girl,
yes.
I don't know. I feel like I'm on the struggle bus.
I literally watch every single video. Every
On
person I'm like
YouTube?
true friends I'm with, I always watch. Even like
Oh, I
Gabe Farrell,
appreciate that.
I watch all the videos. It's literally awful. I'm like, I
I
support.
compare myself to his videos so much and I'm like, we just have a
Ah,
different following, you know, because it's like he consistently cranks out hundreds of thousands of views and I'm like, but his content is not me. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's
Like,
different. But
so I
it's
try not to
I
compare
love
myself to people.
what's his I think his name is Brian, his video guy. Oh my god.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
he
my
does
videos.
so
I want my
good.
videos to look like that, like of my
Yes.
car. It's so good. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
he's
love being
so
able to
good.
see work like that in the field. Like I watch every video. So I'm like, this is so good. I gotta support.
You have an appreciation for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. But yeah, I feel like the female thing I feel like any kind of minority, like not even
Hmm.
minority, but a person that's out of the norm, which I feel like females in the car industry are really common now, thankfully. But
Yeah.
it's still one of those things that people are like, oh, that's a little different opposed to like,
Mhm.
the middle-aged white guy that is typically into cars.
I
But
find
I
out
do,
too, it's like, what was I gonna say? I just lost it. You can go.
I hate when people, like you said, they use it as an excuse of why they don't try and things
Yeah.
like that. They're like, well, I'm not a girl, so I won't get followers and views. And it's like, well, did you try? You know?
And if you did, valid. And I'm not
Right.
saying girls don't get it easier or more attention wise. The problem lays in the fact that there's so many girls doing it for those wrong reasons, and it makes the ones that are truly doing it look bad. Like all the people that are doing it for attention. If I was doing it for attention, I would spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a car. I could just be in a bikini and take videos. Like I
Right.
know
That's so
if it
true.
was
Yeah,
for
I would have
that.
quit a long time ago if it was just for that or done it differently. Yeah. Wear something a little
Oh,
different in the videos and then it'd probably be fine. So I know you have your C6 you've been working on. That's like the main project right now.
yeah, the Camaro, the Camaro don't get any problems.
Knock
Oh,
on
the
wood.
dogs thought someone was knocking on the doors.
Oh, that wasn't you knocking on wood?
I was. They thought someone was knocking.
Oh, the dogs. That's so
He
funny.
runs up the stairs like, who's here? Um, yeah, that's taken all of my time. We just actually got into, which I don't know if I'm gonna put this on social media, like make it public. Obviously, I don't care I'm saying it, but like make content with it. But we got into like flipping cars. So we
Oh,
bought
that's
like this
so cool.
a cute little Audi thing that for like 1,500 bucks, and it has a couple issues. So I'm gonna fix it, flip it, and I'm gonna start getting into more of that, learning more cars. I think it would be a good something different to do besides working on the C6.
Dude, you should definitely do content with that. Cause I found a guy on TikTok that does that. And I'm like, should I do this kind of content?
Yeah.
Like, this is so interesting. I think people would love that if you put that out.
I did record it because I was like, I don't want to regret not doing it.
Yeah. It's
But
like just in
it's
case.
yeah. So I was thinking like if I do it maybe for my subscribers and do like flipping cars on there, or should I do it public? But after like my Instagram being taken down so many times, I don't even want to do the subscription now because they were getting charged, which I think your account still does on the other
Yes,
one. They
it
still get
does.
charged.
It's
So
insane.
I might make content. The only problem with that is like someone sees you buy $1,000 car, sell it for three or four. It looks shitty, but they don't realize like this one, the cats on the exhaust are clogged, and you have to drop like the whole subframe to get to
Right.
it
It's a
on an
lot of
Audi.
work that
Yeah,
goes into making the profit.
yeah. So that's the part that I'm kind of trying to figure out. I think it would be good because the average person could maybe try to do that, like buy a cheap car and flip it for some profit, which I think we're getting our dealer's license, we're doing everything correctly. So it's something different to learn. Like an Audi is just so weird and different than what I'm used to. So it's something get your hands learning more stuff. I think is pretty cool.
That is so cool.
So now we
I
have
love that.
four cars technically.
All the projects.
I'm like, you need this, you need this, I need this, my dog needs this. What do you need?
That is so funny. So
Oh,
what's the main project that you're working on now? Is it the flipping the Audi for
yeah,
right now?
that with the C6. The whole C6 is taken apart now. Literally to it's so weird, but I don't know if you know this, the transmission's in the back.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it needs a manual swap. So the transmission has to come out, the diff has to come out, but then the torque tube that goes between needs to be changed. But then I have to do the exhaust. So I was like, dude, just pull the whole thing out.
Right.
Just
Because
the whole thing.
do you have to redo suspension to make it like a drift car and everything too?
It has the weird part is C6s come with leaf springs,
Oh,
but
I did not know that.
they don't go this way, they go across. So we those are already taken out. He actually has the person that I got the car from, or the repo person that I got a repo, has BC Racing coilover. So it already has the leaf delete and it has coilovers. But I have to do like an angle kit. It's every time I'm looking at the thing leaks so much oil. Like it was like a 6x3 oil stain. after 2 minutes of driving it into the garage. I'm like,
Oh no.
and it still leaks. I don't know where the oil's coming. I drained it. I don't know where the oil's coming from. Like it drained all over the floor. Where is it coming from? But I think
Hey, if
I
it's leaking, it's got it, right?
for a year now it's been leaking. I'm like, what? But I think I like learning. I think it takes me out of my own headspace, and a lot of the one thing that I try to show is I don't know what I'm doing and I'm going to attempt it. It's okay to ask for help. Like a lot of people are scared. Oh, I want to do it by myself. I don't want to ask for
Right.
help. But it is okay. Look it up on YouTube. Like I'll literally be in the middle of my video. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'll be right back after I watch a YouTube video because no one's here and I need to figure this out.
That is awesome.
I
That's
think
what I
it's
feel like
cool.
I've always tried to be transparent about too. It's like my channel is like my journey of
Yeah.
learning basically because everyone starts somewhere and there's so
Yeah.
much I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. You just kind of like figure it out. It's like
Yep.
people get mad. Oh, I didn't design the frame of the car. You didn't build. It's like, no, you're okay to have people that know what they're doing work on something. Like my motor years ago, like you could not pay me to touch that thing. I was terrified because that's my baby. I was like, someone else can do it. And I had a lot of problems with the car. And now I daily drive it and it's twin turbo. Like you can't, like not a lot of people can say they don't have any issues. Like it's been a
Right.
year and a half and things run like a champ. And so now I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit more comfortable and I kind of want to show I've never pulled, I have pulled a motor out, but I've never like manual swapped something or done this. And obviously I'm going to have help through it. But and that's one reason me and him fight so much because he's trying to do, I'm like, I'm doing it.
Let me learn.
I'm like, if I don't understand, I'll ask you and then tell me what to do. And if I can't, then okay. But I'm very like hands on, so I need to
Yeah,
like do it myself to know. It's pretty cool.
that's me too.
It's very cool learning different things, in the life.
Definitely.
Mm.
Heck yeah. So what other products do you have going on?
It's the S10 for a drag truck. And that's really it.
You gonna do
It's
some burnouts in that thing maybe?
That thing's gonna be nasty. It's capable, like what we got the rear end for it. We have some things for the motor in the machine shop right now, and it's gonna be capable over 1,000. So it's
Oh, that's awesome.
gonna be freaking a ripper. But like I like racing the Camaro. I like to be able to daily it around. I don't want a foreign
Right.
car to drive around. I'm like, we're going to the gym with this, we're going to the grocery store, and I want to have fun driving. I don't want to
Yeah.
drive something boring. I mean, I want a
It
big
has
truck like you do, but
yeah. You
one
had
day.
that Ford the one time.
Yeah, the silver one, I got rid of that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I loved that truck.
And it's like I also was like a weird part of like putting money into my channel or spending money on a truck that didn't really benefit in a
Right. Because
way.
it's not really your following.
Yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
I didn't really care to work on it, so it wasn't like it would just be like driving around. I mean, now I think like especially your truck, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this.
The Dolph truck, man, you can't drive that thing around though.
Oh my God. I love this Slurpee video. I died laughing.
Yeah, why are people throwing Slurpees? Is the car community doing that? Throwing Slurpees at their cars?
There's normal people doing it. Like not car people, like people that
Like
are
just
driving like
a
a regular
minivan.
Audi. Yeah, like a regular car. They're little girls. I saw one little girl. I think she was probably 7 and her dad let her do it. I was like, this is the only
That's
one I
okay.
approve.
That's cute. That's pretty funny.
Like he had her get out and she almost like falls out and she slams the door. I
That's
was like,
adorable.
this is the one I can approve of. But
We can get behind that one.
I almost did it with my car because it's unwrapped, but I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. No, I don't think I could do it.
All that sticky, like, oh no.
And then where we've lived in, can't talk. The temperature lately, it's not where you live, but where we live, it would just like freeze to the hood.
A guy had that happen and it froze on his windshield. He couldn't get it off.
Oh, that's terrible.
The car
TikTok
community,
trends.
truck community,
What can you
when do they
do?
start?
I know I have all of the ones that did it mad in my comments.
But they're like,
Typical.
who cares?
Yeah, they're like, we all got along for one thing and then you have to ruin it. I'm like, I don't think that's true. If y'all weren't getting along before that, there's bigger problems to be had.
Hey, the one thing to go viral on the internet is trigger people.
Yes, for
Uh,
sure. Whether it be good or bad.
I had a video of me driving, and when I first got in the car, I was leaned back, but like that was a different camera angle. And then when I got in the car, I did scoot up, but it doesn't look like it because I moved my camera, like I even got up. And it's all because I don't know how to drive. And it hit like, I think over 12 million views, all
Oh
because
my
of that.
gosh.
You
I've
don't know how
seen
to
your videos
drive?
making fun of that where you're like me
Yeah.
driving. It's like way back there.
And then I posted that video on Facebook, but it hit the wrong side of Facebook. So then I got a whole bunch of
Oh,
people mad, like, no one cares how you drive. I was like, no, that's not the point.
oh, I hate when it hits the wrong side. It's like, come back to the car community because the other people don't get it.
Oh my God. It's so funny though. I'm not even entertaining it. It's like, I don't know how you
No.
are, but and people say it's weak, but I block anyone that leaves me a nasty comment. I
I need to
can't.
start doing that more.
I don't even feed into it. And I feel like that's another thing of like starting social media. Don't pay attention to it because if they know it triggers you, they're coming in at you.
Right.
I only learned that though because someone said something. I don't remember what it was. It was a nasty comment. And it was right when I posted the video. So I was like, oh, they're subscribed because there's no way they saw my video in 5 minutes.
Right.
And I ignored it, but then I kept commenting back to my other comments and I just didn't say anything. He comments again, oh, what? You're just going to ignore me, you stupid bitch. I was like,
Yep.
yep. And then he deleted his comment. Like he deleted the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
But he was just looking for a
For the
reaction. So
response.
it's like if you start social media,
Sometimes,
you can't.
sometimes I wonder though, when you block people, are they like, oh, so and so cared enough to block me? Like, that's always what I worry about.
Hmm.
Then
They
they feel
did.
like they won in some
Mhm.
sense, kind of.
Someone was commenting on someone else's video, talking about someone else, and they were like, "Reckless Raquel followed me because she got upset."
It's like,
I would
okay.
listen. I understand, but at the same time, there's some people that they just don't have any boundaries and they keep going and they're talking about things that they shouldn't be talking about, and it's actually really hurtful. And I don't want other girls that want to get into that see all my comments are flooded with hate. I don't want to
Yeah,
discourage them, because we're all going
for
to get it.
sure.
I don't want to be full of that. So I look at it as like no attention and I hit block. And then I'll get like a message on my other platform. I was just kidding. And no, you weren't.
Right. Why did you say it then? I love that when they're like retaliating
Or
from what
they
they
go,
said.
what's it? I just wanted a reply from you. I was like, I would have replied to you if you were nice.
Right.
It's not, I don't just reply to hate comments. Oh my, said
People are messed up in the head,
more positivity. It's like these, I can't. The internet
for
just be
sure.
cruel.
For real. We take with the good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah, it
You
makes you
know,
strong. It makes you stronger at the end of the day. Just gives you character. And
definitely adds a little spice. You got to take it. The people that are like saying you saved their life, and then you have the people saying that you should
yeah,
drive off a cliff.
it's like
It's the extreme good and the extreme bad.
those like little girls that like I love it at LS Fest. Like I don't know what it is, but I've never been to the other LS Fests, but LS Fest East, I find just a different group of people that follow me and a lot of
Mhm.
kids. And
I
I let
love
them
that.
sit in the car, I let them rev the car. I don't know if you were around at one time, but even like the year before, and like that, it makes it so worth it. Like it's just so worth it because like
It definitely does.
the same family has come up to me for 2 years. Like it's a couple siblings. The older
It's
sister revved
three girls, right?
two or three,
Two or three. I don't know. Cause I think that I
two or
met them
three.
too. Cause
You
they're like,
did meet
Raquel
them.
told us to come say hi. Yeah.
So the older one revved it last year, and the younger one was scared. And then this year, she was like, "I'm brave enough." And she got in the car.
That's so
I took her
sweet.
foot and I hit the two step and I matted it on the ground. I literally grabbed her foot. I was like, "This this is why I do this because like this just makes me feel so good inside.
For sure. That makes it all worth it.
100%.
And those are the people that it's like, if it did get to you one day and you quit, like what example would that be for them?
Yeah.
Like that's really what I think about all the time.
It's like you have to go through those struggles if you want to get in life. It's like that big thing you're looking for, you're gonna have a big struggle before you hit that, and you have to get past it before you get that. It's
Definitely.
like there's a thing, and you'll probably think about it now that I'm telling you because when I saw it, I internalized it. It was like I'm not asking for another week for you to try. I'm only asking you to try one more day. And it's like you get through that day, and it's like, okay, I'm not asking you for a week. I'm just asking you, give it your all, just one more day, and just you keep telling yourself that, and it really like has helped me get through those times that are
Yeah,
hard.
because it's like you make it to the end of that day and then you're like, okay, I could probably do another
Yeah.
one kind of thing.
It's not
That's
like a
super
week
cool.
or a month. It's like a diet. It's like, okay, I'm gonna eat healthy all today, not
Right.
healthy for 4 months,
It's
one
like
day at a
all of
time.
the little wins
Yeah,
form
exactly.
together to make the big win. Oh, I love
Exactly.
that. Super cool.
What else, Lacey?
What else? I don't know. I feel like we've talked about some good stuff. I mean, we can either wrap it up or if there's more
Whatever you
stuff you want
want.
to talk about, whatever you want to do.
I think that's it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
open book, but I think that's really it's a small book.
Yeah. I feel like we had some good conversation.
Gotta keep it real.
Well, thank you for hanging out with me. And one of these days we're going to hang out in real life. It should
Yes.
be in Florida when it's cold here and hot there.
Um, who lives down here? Your guy. Um,
Lofro. So he's going to be moving to Texas in February.
yes, he heard 'cause he's trying to shoot my car before he leaves.
Really? Yeah. I'm excited. He's going to take a lot off my plate for sure. It's
Yeah,
going to be
he's
awesome
really
to
good.
have him. He's a good guy
Very
too.
good. Surround yourself by good people. Like the
Yeah.
number one rule, and you'll always win in life.
That's 100%. That's what I feel like, I've had my share of weeding the bad ones out. I think everyone has, but it's like holding on to your good group is
Yeah.
the most important thing.
The people
For
that'll
sure.
have your back no matter if you have something or not, I feel like is a huge thing. It's like if you didn't have money, if they wouldn't be your friend and you're hesitant about that,
Yeah.
red flag.
Yes. And it's sometimes that's hard to differentiate with people too, especially like being on social media and stuff. Like
Yeah.
everyone thinks that you have something that they can to offer them basically,
Yeah, like they leech onto because they have like their intentions. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not like that. So it's hard for me to even see where they're coming from. Like I
Right.
don't have any bad motive. I just want to live a happy life. Like I don't care to make X amount of dollars. I just genuinely I want to be happy and save animals. And have a farm of animals from like the slaughterhouse and cows and I just
Yes. I love
all I
that.
need. All I need and I'm good.
Heck yeah. But you're getting there.
One day.
Yes.
It
We're
might be when I'm like
manifesting
80, but one day.
it. Well, I want to come help with the animal sanctuary. I'm in.
We'll have a reckless motorsports.
There we go. Animal sanctuary. Awesome.
Oh
Well, thank you
gosh.
for hanging out with me today.
Of course. Anytime.
Yes. And I will definitely be seeing you at LS Fest at least.
Yes. Because I might
Okay.
even try to go to Texas, but we'll
You
see.
should. We'll be hosting the
I might.
burnout competition.
Like always. I want to ride along
Right.
though if I make it out.
Does Ellis does
I
Ellis
don't
Fest
know.
let you do ride-alongs?
I
They
feel like it
should.
depends. I feel like it really depends who you are and
Yeah.
who you know.
Well, we'll try to make it happen.
I'll just jump in and we
There
just
we go.
take off.
How will they know? All right, girl. Well, thank you for coming on, and
course.
everybody go follow Raquel on Instagram and everything. Her main page is coming back, right?
We'll see.
Hopefully. We've all had a hell of a time with Instagram lately.
They're gonna catch these hands.
I'm about to send a bunch of hate mail to Meta. All right. Well, you have a great day, and everyone don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and go follow Raquel.
And that's it, I guess.
That's
I'll
it.
text you.